My name is Mike Sträusbaügh. I teach music. I give guitar lessons. And the other night I was improvising, and this chord progression popped out. Now this is a kind of a chord progression you might find in like a beginning classical guitar book. Like a basic chord etude. And if you know your classical, you might say, that kind of sounds like the French Impressionist period, like Satie, or Ravel or Debussy, right? It kind of does. It's very simple. There's beauty in simplicity. But if you know your chords, and your cage, you know this is A minor. And it goes to E minor. And it goes back to A minor. And back to E minor. Then it goes to D minor. As soon as it hits that D minor, something fundamental has happened here that you might not know, but you will now. This piece is in A minor. Now we know this after the fact, even though it kind of sounds like it from the beginning, but we're actually not sure. And one reason we're not sure is that regardless of what key I'm in, I'm not playing all the notes in the key. This has 3 notes in it, A, C, and E. This has E, G, and B. That's how I do triads. That's a total of 5 different notes. We're missing 2 notes. We're missing F and we're missing A. But as soon as I go to the D minor chord, that's D, F, and A, we've now got our complete harmonic color palette, so to speak, all the notes in a key, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. It's a natural minor. And this is fundamental and huge. So if you've heard of the 1-4-5 chord progression, which obviously you have, you might understand that it's used a lot and in a lot of forms of music. I recently did a video on the 2-5-1 in jazz, and that's like the jazz version of 4-5-1. It's kind of the same idea though. Those 3 chords together, well, you've got a complete song. And the list of complete songs using 1-4-5, it's pretty much endless, but the one I always think of is always La Bamba. C, F, G. 1-4-5. Why is that a thing? Why is that so common? Why is it so powerful? Well, it's so common because it's powerful. And for this, I'm going to use my circle of fifths clock, which it's the best tool I've ever used in my life because I constantly point to it. So there's C, right? If I'm in the key of C, what's right here to the counterclockwise left of it? That's F. 1 key to the right is G. Now, why do we use the circle of fifths? It's not because all the other circles were taken and the fifths was the only one left. No, it's because, if you've seen my other videos, you'll know that the fifth is the building block of music. It is the gravitational force in music. Notes like moving in fifths. Like if you have a 2-5-1, it's D going to G going to C. Maybe you've heard of 6-2-5-1. It's A going to, or A going to D going to G going to C. It's like a waterfall, dump, 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 or a slinky going downstairs. That's what fifths do naturally. Well, when we've got 4-5-1, it's slightly different, but what you've got is you've got the note here. We're going to call this our tonic. That's what you call the 1 chord in the key. Think of it as the nucleus of an atom. And then on this side, we've got an electron that is a fifth below it. C, count backwards, C, B, A, G, F. It's called the subdominant. Now, when I was in my first theory class, I heard it called the subdominant, but I thought that meant it's the note below the dominant, which it actually is alphabetically, but that's not what it means. It means it's a fifth below my root, and then G is a fifth above the root. And so if we want to think of like a nucleus, here's C, you got F over here, a fifth below, and G over here, a fifth above. And think about F and G as like they're being pulled and they're pulling in equal amounts on C, or being pulled by C. It's this very cool gravitational relationship between these 3 notes with C in the middle. That's kind of what makes the 1-4-5 the 1-4-5. And if you notice, you can go 1-4-5, 5-4-1, 1-5-4, 5-1-4. Any order, it's still going to sound very structurally strong with C as the middle. Make sense? That's what's going on with these 3 notes. But what about the other notes in a key? If I'm writing a song and I want to write a basic song, I need to use at least 3 chords if I want to include all the notes in a key, this ties to the 1, 4, 5. Because sure enough, if I build a C chord, just major chords, C, E, G, and I build an F chord, F, A, C, and I build a G chord, G, B, D, if I do all the stuff in my head, those 3 chords have all 7 notes of the key. If you've only got 2 of them, it's incomplete. Doesn't matter which 2 you're talking about, it's not a complete key. I'm going to now harmonize the C major scale. You may have heard this term. What that means is, to illustrate what I was talking about, is I'm just going to play a C major scale. But instead of playing it linearly like that, I'm going to harmonize it. I'm going to include that note in a harmony, which is just a fancy word for a chord. And sure enough, every one of these notes belongs to either a C, G, or an F chord. Sometimes 2, but definitely one of them. Here's C chord, G chord, F chord, C, F, C, G, C. Again. Every note in the key was there. It works for minor as well, and it's still 1, 4, 5 being the fundamental chords in the key. So if I'm in A minor, relative minor of C major, that's A, D minor, and E minor. Also, I just did this. It's not the way you really want to visualize, like 1, 4, and 5. That's not what's really going on. Think about it as 4 on a fifth below your root. So this is 1 in the middle. That's 5. This is 4. 1, 4, 5. That's how you want to think of it, because that's how you're hearing it. I'll do it in minor, though. A minor. That was all A minor, E minor, and D minor. So this little piece I'm about to share with you, it's just a couple minutes long. There are other chords in it, but as I started to just improvise and hear in my head what I wanted to do, I kept it intentionally simple. And I used 1s, 4s, and 5s. So this is a piece in A minor, and you'll dig it. Enjoy it. fucking dinner time. 'Cause I'm fucking hungry for some fucking chicken. Look at me.